Welcome back, World Coin Mystique. You know, every once in a while, something happens that completely changes the way you look at the world around you. For most people, it's a job offer, a new relationship, or maybe a lucky lottery ticket. But for me, it was something far smaller, something most people ignore every single day. It was just a coin that looked ordinary until it changed someone's life forever. Before I tell you what coin that was, I want you to take a deep breath and look around your home, your car, or even that old wallet you haven't opened in years. Because the truth is, you might be sitting on a hidden treasure right now without even realizing it. And no, this isn't clickbait. I'm saying this as someone who has spent over a decade studying rare coins, owning a small shop here in the US, and working directly with collectors who have spent millions of dollars chasing what others throw away as spare change. I've seen stories that sound impossible, but every single one of them turned out to be true. So before you spend that next coin in your pocket, just listen carefully, because this could easily be the most valuable few minutes of your life. It started when a regular customer walked into my shop one afternoon. He looked confused, holding a handful of old coins he had found in a small box left behind by his grandfather. Most of them were common, nothing special. But there was one coin, a slightly faded one, that immediately caught my attention. I couldn't quite explain it, but something about it looked off. It had a unique shine, an older-style texture, and the edges seemed slightly different than what I'd seen before. When I looked closer, I realized this wasn't just a random coin from a tourist trip. It was something far rarer, something that shouldn't even exist in circulation anymore. I told him to sit down. What I was about to explain to him would change everything. Now, before I reveal which coin it was, I want to make something clear. Most people don't realize how many hidden mint errors, misprints, and rare issues are floating around right now, mixed in with everyday coins. Some of these are worth a few $100s. Others, they're worth life-changing money, hundreds of thousands or even millions. Collectors and museums pay huge sums for these pieces of history, because to them it's not just currency, it's art, it's heritage, it's a physical piece of time frozen forever. So when I saw this coin, my instincts kicked in. I ran a quick metal scan test, compared the strike patterns, and even used a digital microscope. What I found shocked me. The texture wasn't ordinary nickel or copper. It had traces of a unique alloy, something that wasn't even supposed to be used for that denomination. That's when I realized what I was holding. It was one of the rarest coins in modern circulation history, the 5 Baat Highland Coin. Now, for most people, that name doesn't ring a bell, but for coin experts like me and collectors around the world, it's one of the most mysterious coins ever struck. Minted in extremely limited quantities, the 5 Baat Highland Coin was never meant for public circulation. It was supposed to be a commemorative issue, produced for testing and internal use by a specific mint facility. But somehow, a few pieces slipped into the hands of regular citizens. And over the years, those coins vanished, tucked away in old drawers, piggy banks, or forgotten collections. The coin my customer brought in was one of them. At first glance, it looked simple, silver gray tone, moderate wear, and a faint Highland emblem at the center. But when you look closer, that's where the real magic begins. The intricate detailing, the slightly off-center strike, and the rare mint year, it all told me one thing. This coin wasn't just rare, it was priceless. I immediately contacted a few fellow collectors in Europe and the US. Within hours, my inbox was flooded with offers. 10,000, 50,000, 100,000, but then one message changed everything. A collector from Dubai who had been searching for this exact coin for over a decade sent an offer of $600,000. I thought that was unbelievable until another buyer from New York came forward and doubled it. Within days, the bidding had skyrocketed to over $6 million. Let that sink in. A single coin, smaller than a bottle cap, sold for more than most people make in a lifetime. Now you might be wondering, why? What makes this small piece of metal worth that much money? Well, that's the question that every collector and investor wants to know. And here's where it gets fascinating. The 5 Baat Highland Coin is not just rare because of its limited minting. It's valuable because of what it represents. You see, coins are more than just money. They tell the story of civilizations, rulers, and transitions in power. And this particular coin was struck during a time of major change. A period when the Highland region was merging modern designs with traditional art, experimenting with new metals, and introducing symbols of unity and resilience. But because of a last-minute government decision, the coin's production was halted. Only a few test strikes were made, and those were supposed to be destroyed. Somehow, a few escaped destruction and ended up in circulation. Now imagine this. You're in a small shop in Bangkok, or even a thrift market in the US, and you hand over this coin to buy a drink. The shopkeeper gives it away as change to someone else, and that person has no idea they're holding $6 million in their hand. Sounds crazy, right? But this has happened before, many times. Coins like the 1943 copper penny, the 1933 double eagle, or the 2000 Sacagawea Cheerios. Dollar were once ordinary too, until collectors realized what they truly were. So before you laugh and think, "That'll never happen to me," let me tell you, it might already have. If you're someone who collects old coins, or even if you've never thought twice about the change you receive, this is your wake-up call. Because finding one of these Highland coins is like winning the rarest lottery on Earth, and you don't even have to buy a ticket. But here's the real kicker. These coins aren't easy to identify. There are tons of replicas and fakes out there. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to spot a genuine 5 Baat Highland coin and make sure you don't accidentally spend it. Because yes, I've seen people do that. Now, the first thing you need to look at is the coin's surface. A real Highland coin has a slightly deeper metallic sheen. Compared to ordinary 5 Baat coins, it's not glossy. It's a kind of satin-like finish that catches light differently. Secondly, look at the Highland crest symbol. The genuine one has ultra-fine micro-engraving inside the crest, almost invisible to the naked eye, but visible under magnification. And most importantly, check the rim. The real version has a faint, double ring edge caused by the mint press alignment error. That's what makes it one of the rarest known striking patterns ever found. If your coin matches all these details, don't spend it. Don't even clean it. Place it inside a soft holder. Contact a certified appraiser, or reach out to a professional coin dealer in your area. Because what you have might just be your retirement plan sitting inside a pocket. When I tell people this, they think it's just hype. But I've seen it happen. One of my regulars brought in a coin he thought was fake. We sent it to an international grading service, and within 24 hours it was certified as an ultra-rare piece. He sold it for nearly $4 million. You can imagine his reaction. He told me, "I almost gave this away for a cup of coffee." So let me say this clearly. If you find a coin that looks unusual, different in shine, or has a design you don't recognize, stop before you spend it. Because every extraordinary story starts with something ordinary that most people overlook.